In Touch Radio or its staff.
Go right into it. You good? Oh, yeah. Nope.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Tampa Bay, Tampa Bay, Tampa Bay. You are tuned in to our November the 11th episode of Stay Woke with myself, Dr. Michelle Williams, and my comrade. Boy, you looking like a sweet tangerine over here this morning, Walter.
I'm trying a little bit. You know, I got to represent the Miami Hurricanes. So I got to wear some type of orange for
No.
We need some type of help this season. So
Y'all need some help today.
Dad or FAMU, I'll be rooting for either one of y'all.
Okay, yeah. You see, you get away with that family and everything. Look, everybody that's watching that's a veteran, we want to say Happy Veterans Day and thank you for your service to this company. I mean, this country.
Damn.
I know.
Did y'all cut the check?
B threw me off because, you know, our engineer, he's a veteran.
He's a veteran.
He's a veteran. We want to say thank you. He's looking smooth over there with your wedding hairdo.
Right. But anybody who, you know, got a chance to serve in our military at some capacity, we want to wish you a happy Veterans Day because you guys definitely deserve it, protecting our country. So big shout out to y'all.
We definitely want to say thank you for all of our men, women, and young adults who served in this country, and we want to say thank you. So we got the Marines, the Air Force, the Army, and the Navy, and the Space Force. Don't be throwing things in. Don't be throwing things in. Don't do it. Oh, okay. All right. So guys, look, we're gonna have a good episode today. Today we gonna call it today is our open mic day today. And the call-in number for today's show is area code 813-444-9588. This today is open mic. And when I say open mic, we're going to talk about whatever we want to talk about today because we don't have a guest until next week. And next week, we're going to have a good show next week. I'm really, really looking forward to it. Next week, we're going to have a young man in his early 20s that has underwent childhood diabetes and had to have a kidney transplant. And, you know, we need to know, you know, his story is impeccable, his journey. And, you know, when you got somebody that you could see the light of God, I mean, this young man, when I say in his 20s, he's lost his sight, you know, so, you know, his story, once y'all hear his story next week, you all are going to see how wonderful his story is. So next week, we're going to have Mr. Ryan Johnson from Lakeland, Florida, joining us next week to tell his impeccable story and his journey getting to well. So we're super excited. But Walter, go ahead.
I just want to tell y'all, you know, it's been a beautiful opportunity to be on the show and to co-host with Michelle and all the support that, you know, our fan base, our community continues to grow. So big shout out to y'all for spreading the word, getting people involved to listen to our program, because I believe, you know, we give out the best information here in Tampa Bay.
I'm dancing for TikTok over here, y'all.
Also, I want to let y'all know that next week I will be in Philly.
I know, Walter. I feel like I'm on your journey with you.
You know, I got a chance to speak at the University of Tampa. You know, they gave me an opportunity, a platform to speak at the Reeves Theater about my story, and you know, they paid me to come there and speak. You know, they rolled out the carpet for me. But now I'm taking my show on the road, and Tuesday I'll be leaving to Philly, so I will be at the National American Society of Criminology Conference, which is the national conference of all of criminology. It'll be held in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, next week, the whole week, and I have been selected to be able to talk about wrongful convictions.
I wish they would have had you go to the one in New Orleans. Now, I was fortunate enough to go to the one in New Orleans last year, and you talk about having a good. I forgot I was at the summit. I'm in New Orleans.
I didn't, but you know,
I didn't know all this partying.
a big thing of what I try to do for our community is to tell my story about how it is to be wrongfully convicted.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What it's like to go through the justice system, and then the redemption part. And then at the end of my story, I hammer so much on how important their education is, how important it is for you not to take a day off in your learning curve right now where you're at, because your education and your knowledge and being able to retain the information right now has the ability to save somebody's life tomorrow. And when I say that, it's so impactful. But to know from where I came from, to be selected, to be able to drop a research paper on wrongly convicted people and how it affects the minority community, I'm so excited. So I have all my information. I'm ready to go. I'll be having my little flashcards all over the house, trying to remember my points, so that way
exactly.
That way I can, there's gonna be probably 500-600 professors from all over the country, and this is an opportunity for me to sell myself to be able to speak at their university.
Not only that, it's going to be lawyers and judges that are going to be in that platform. And that's, and sometimes, Walter, when you have a story as impeccable as yours, sometimes judges err, prosecutors err, even public defenders err. But hearing your story of, going through the justice system unjustifiably, it tells you, maybe it'll help them think twice before they, instead of going, with the grain, maybe we can have a few judges that go against the grain. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, that's this wishful thinking in America that we want, people to do the right thing.
Well, I have all the numbers about how many people are currently incarcerated in the United States. I have all the juvenile statistics. I have the statistics here from Florida. So when they fact check me, and they do from time to time, y'all, just so y'all know, when I be up there speaking, they get on their phones and they're like, let me see if he's telling the truth.
It's 11:11. Make a wish. Okay.
I make sure I have all my information correct, so that way when I'm talking, it's they can verify it. And it just gives me so much more credibility for my speaking because they know I've done the work. But more importantly, just to be able to engage in this environment, it's the first time. I missed last year's, because I didn't get a chance to submit the paperwork in time. It was in Atlanta last year. Would have definitely liked to be down south, but to be able to go to Philly, it's gonna be a great time. I'm hoping it's snowing. I'm hoping that I get a chance to.
I want a souvenir, so make sure you bring me back a shirt.
I got it. 100%.
Let me tell you something, Walter. We support you, and if you find out, and please let me know. Of course, let us know if we'll be able to watch it live. You know what I'm saying? Because, sometimes they do have those episodes where, you're live. And, I mean, what huge, you all the way up in Philly, but you got your family in Tampa supporting and rooting for you. So let me know if, if you go live, we make sure that if you live, we all live.
Well,
so.
I'm definitely going to take the little stand, and my phone is probably going to be set up somewhere in the back.
All right, that's what I'm talking about.
If I can't, I'm going to make sure that I do get it because it's going to be so important. But one of the things that I'm struggling with is, like, when I went to UT, I dressed in all black. They're black and red. There's a traditional colors, black and red for the Spartans. So I dressed in all black. So like I'm in the house literally like this suit and all. Like, I wanna, I think about Rick, and I even went to see Rick, recently. And I want to give a shout out to Rick. His store is closing down in West Shore. He will have a new location. But I wanted to thank him personally because now when I was looking through the clothes, it made me grateful for what he did for me. Right. And I want to let him know that, hey, this is where I'm at in my journey. And, it was bittersweet because he was telling me that his store has to be relocated. But I'm ready.
But you know what? He did something that a lot of black people can't do and were unable to do. And he pulled it off for years. He was in the West Shore Mall. And that's huge. You see how big his store is? He had a whole corner shop. Like, he was doing it. So, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes God will close the door to bless you with something, greater.
It's true.
God will close the door to bless you with something greater. So, we're thankful, that Pastor Rick Rollins has been a pillar in this community. He started right here at the THAP Center at 5508 North 50th Street. He started right here, and I've seen many judges, mayors, politicians, judicial candidates coming through, commissioners coming through, city council. He had a plethora of people that were coming through. So, our thoughts and prayers are with Pastor Rick Rollins in the Tampa Bay area, that God is going to continue to bless him and elevate him. Because, once you lift up God, you lift up your sister and your brother. So we just going to lift up God today. We're going to lift up God today. So, Walter,
Keep it real Saturday.
Yeah, all week long. all week long, what has been on my heart was Job. See,
Good story.
a lot of people don't understand that God will command the devil to put his hands on your blessings. God will command the devil to attack your life just to see how faithful you are. And God, and and I'm so, in this story, see, people, in the churches, the pastors only want to stay in the first chapter of Job. They don't want to go through the whole entire book of Job like I do, because a lot of people, those who know me know I have a bachelor's degree in theology. I studied religion because I wanted to see how we were being so oppressed and how they were able to continue to keep us manipulated using the Old Testament. How they were able to keep us manipulated using the New Testament. So when I went in and so I studied the Quran, I studied Hinduism, I studied Buddha, so I studied all of the American religions. So I'm just like, you can't fool me. You can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool the people all the time. You can't fool me. You just can't fool me, because when you know better, you do better. But when you go through the book of Job, I bought my grandmama's Bible this morning, okay? When you go through the book of Job, people don't understand that all God was doing was, not only was Job going through the test, Job was living the test. That his friends came around him and didn't understand why he wouldn't curse God. God didn't even understand why he wouldn't curse God. His wife didn't understand why he wouldn't curse. I mean, she even told him, just curse God and die. Just go ahead and curse God and die. Let me tell you something. God wanted to test Job so bad. He put leprosy on him. Leprosy is an incurable disease. You can't get rid of that disease. And God put leprosy on Job, had boils all over Job's body. Job lay in pain.
Took his children.
His friends took his gold, took his livestock. God took everything from Job. And Job kept blessing God. Job kept thanking God. Job kept praising God. And then in the end, guess what God did? Go all the way back to the last chapter. Oh, yeah, that's grandma's money still in the Bible. She's been gone now for many, many years, but her money's still in the Bible.
I got me a $2 bill, too.
Well, I got $10,000 worth of $2 bills I inherited from my great-grandfather when he passed. I was born on his birthday. Yeah. Listen, in the end, therefore take unto you now 7 bullocks and 7 rams, and go to my servant Job and offer up yourselves a burnt offering, and my servant Job shall pray for you. So God put Job through all of this, still called him his servant, still gave Job spiritual authority to bless and heal the sick. But in the end, what God did to Job,
Gave it all back.
he gave it all back. He said, I'm gonna bless you double for your trouble. See, some people, and so y'all, I know a lot of people saying, well, where you going with this, Miss Michelle? Everybody want everything microwave. And when things don't go your way, people don't have patience. When I was in Nigeria in 2008, when I was back in Nigeria in 2010, when I was back in Nigeria in 2011, it was that final journey when I was had to go through the DOC in 2016, because it was a ceremony that I had to go through and receive some artifacts from over there. That the elders in Nigeria, when they bathed me in the river of the last bath, and that's what it's called, the river of the last bath, what our ancestors were bathed in before they had to sit in the dungeon. They were fed their last meal, and then they were transferred to another dungeon. They were transferred to the door of no return. And that's where they parted on the ships. I got bathed in that river 5 times. 5 times I was bathed. Every pilgrimage that I went to Nigeria, I was bathed in that river. I've never been the same. Something happened to me that last time that I went over there. God, I was already born with a gift of sight. I was already born with a gift of sight. I was already born, unbeknownst to me, I found out when I was a little child that my grandmother discovered that I had healing hands. That's why you never see me letting people touch my hands. I never let people, and I'm careful about who I hug. I really am. I'm careful about who I hug, because sometimes I hug people and I'm healing them, and then God will be like, you hugged the wrong person. I got that sickness on them. So I'm real careful about what I do. and what I say, because people don't understand the most powerful muscle in our body and the deadliest. I said all of this to say, stop wanting things to be microwave. Stop being unwilling to go through things, because there's a lesson in the things that you're going through. Sometimes you may think that your best friend is aggravating you, your husband aggravating you, your wife agitating you, your children being wayward. But ask yourself, God, are you in this lesson that's before me? Because your children can be teaching you a lesson. Your children, you may think that your children are out there being defiant. You may think that your children are out there just being, chaotic to the community. But ask yourself, God, is there a lesson in this child acting the way that they're acting towards me? Is there a lesson? It could be teaching you to be a better parent. It could be teaching you to have a heart of love and compassion. A lot of parents don't have a heart of love and compassion. You know why? Because too many hurt people have taken a hurt brick to try to lay a new foundation. People around here building new foundations with hurt bricks. Your baby daddy done hurt you. Your ex-lover done hurt you. Your mama done hurt you. Your daddy done hurt you. People in your family done hurt you. Your friends done hurt you. Your loved ones done hurt you. But you taking all these hurt bricks trying to say, oh, you want to be in a new relationship. But you've done nothing to heal these bricks that hurt you. The best thing that one of my closest and dearest friend, attorney Haiti Oropeza, bought me a book. When I say years ago, I've been knowing Haiti now for 10 years. She bought me a book when she first met me, and she said, I think this book will do you some justice because you're a leader. The name of the book is called Hand Me Another Brick. See, Nehemiah, come on, God. Nehemiah, people don't understand. Nehemiah went through so much. And Nehemiah said, you think you're going to keep putting all this foolishness on me? Hand me another brick. Because Nehemiah took those bricks, those obstacles, those adversities, the chaos, the wrongs that people was doing. See where I'm going with this?
Kevin Gates said that too.
Hand me another brick.
He did. He said,
Hand me another brick.
When people say, why me, why me? He said, I wanted to be me because I'm built for this, and it just changed the perspective of how people feel like attack. And I totally agree with you. So many people want things in an instant. Diamonds, woman's best friend, was made with extreme pressure. But a lot of times in relationships, when we're going through pressure moments, one of the parties wants to quit or drop out or say, I can't take it no more, because they're not willing to go through the hardship to get to the beautiful part of it.
Nobody want that pressure. And how does a diamond form? Out of pressure. How does that coal form? You got to put some real pressure on a piece of coal to turn it into a diamond. You got to put some real pressure. And the more pressure you put on that diamond, the more clarity it's going to be into it. You have some diamonds that you can see little specks where it was being formed, okay? Then you have those that come out, they'll be like, oh, okay, maybe this is going to be a cubic zirconia. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be, it's a diamond, but not really a diamond yet. And then you have those when the jeweler got it into the little fiery furnace. And he said, you know what? I want to make this one. Instead of letting this be a $10,000 diamond, we're going to make this a priceless diamond. But see, nobody wants to go through the priceless. See, it's never the situation that you're going through. It's always the process. The process is what's ugly. But nobody want to go through the process. Nobody wants to get on the other side. They want to just say, you know what? Let me just turn to some type of black magic, some type of spiritual magic. Let me just go to the root worker. Let me go to the hoodoo lady. Let me go to this Babylon. Let me go through this Obia woman. Let me just fix everything with magic. And people don't even understand, even in magic, in the dark arts, if you choose to turn to the dark arts and God already has a blessing on you, God said, well, you delayed your own blessing because you chose not to trust me. So I'm going to let you do that. God gives us all free will. If you want to dabble in the black arts, that's your business.
Sorcery.
If you want to dabble in it, that's your business. But I know who I serve, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
That's right. And you know what? Just to piggyback off that, I was just telling somebody today, there's so much power in the tongue. You got to watch what you say.
Yes.
If somebody's speaking negative to you and they talking about, well, I don't think you can accomplish this, or oh, you know what, this ain't the best direction for you to go in. Listen, don't speak that negativity over my life. Speak that negativity over your own life, because guess what? My personal belief is I believe I can accomplish this goal. So every day I get up every day and say, man, I know where I used to be at. And it got me to a point where I started believing and saying to myself, every day I would get out of this cell. I would be free. I would be free. And guess what? It took a while, but it happened for me. It didn't come overnight. It took a period. It took a process. When the season came, I was released from incarceration. I had gained my own freedom. I had learned enough law to overturn my own sentence and walk free. But that lesson, what taught me was, hey, man, continue to speak positivity in your life. Be around people that want to uplift you. Be around somebody that says, you know what, I want to see you at your best. If you got somebody in your life right now that don't want to see you at your best or on top of your game or don't want to see you better than them, they ain't the right people for your life.
That's
right. The
right.
people that we should have in our life should be encouraging and so help people, helpmates and supporters and people that's pushing you or helping you up. They may already be at a level and say, you know what, oh, you my homegirl, you my homeboy, you my friend, but I'm at this high level, but I can't reach out and pull you up. Come on, man. You got to start looking about who you have in your circle. Everybody ain't meant to be in your circle. Sometimes they put the ops in your circle too, just to pay attention to you and watch your every move.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Every time you try to reach for a different level, they the one in the dark pulling your ankle, trying to make sure that you don't get there. So, you know, as you move through life and you're encountering relationships, whether it be platonic or it be a personal relationship or business relationship, analyze who you got. Are they really for you?
That's right.
Because if they really for you, their actions is going to show more than anything. They actions, they going to be doing things in your life or putting you in positions to succeed, and you're going to say, man, damn, like I ain't never had nobody like this. It's going to make you, it's going to be a wake-up call. Stop going through that same routine, you control your destiny. God gave you free will. But you can dictate who comes in, who stays in your life.
That's right. And that's what it's all about. It's about your life journey. It's about your life journey. And just like Walter said, you can't bring everybody along in your journey. Everybody is not meant to go with you in your journey. Everybody is not meant to go up with you in your journey. If you try to take the wrong person up with you naturally, spiritually, emotionally, and mentally, guess what's going to happen? You're going to find yourself still dealing with hurt bricks. Well, hurt bricks.
I want to say this too because this is so cool. Just to give you an analogy, everybody in the world knows that the spaceship goes up. Mm-hmm. Okay, it'll go up to a certain altitude, and then the rocket booster will fall apart, and then it will kick in another booster and take them into the atmosphere. A lot of people in your life is that first rocket booster. They only gonna be able to go so far with you in life before they break off. And then what's built inside you is going to be able to take you the distance. Mm-hmm. Everybody in your life ain't meant to go where you supposed to be going in life. That's Everybody right. in your life ain't a part of your destiny. Mm-hmm. You got to do some self-reevaluating from time to time. Is these people good for me or bad for me? How have they helped my life? How have they hurt my life? And when you ain't doing no self-evaluation, you just be taking on too much weight and it's trying to swim to a better destination, and you don't understand that you got weight that's holding you down and that's stopping you from getting there.
Mm-hmm. Psalms 1. Blessed is the man that walk not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of the sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. You can't be, we all live in this world, but what God does not want us to do, he does not want us to conform to the worldly ways. God does not want us participating in certain things. He don't want us engaging in certain things. And when you find yourself, have you ever gone somewhere and then the whole room changed when you walk in? That means you ain't supposed to be there. That's something about, I always tell people, that's something about your light and your spirit. That your spirit is not supposed to be there. Your spirit is not supposed to be there. But people don't pay attention to our first intuition. We don't pay attention to that gut instinct. We don't pay attention, but we want it, because all we know is this is we at an influencer party. And we just thinking that, okay, we got these big influencers here. Maybe if I get close to them and get in a picture and I post it on social media, you know what I'm saying, that'll boost my influence. It don't work that way, because what blessings is designed and set for you, your blessings is going to hit you. That just because you post that picture with that person, that celebrity, that famous, you know what I'm saying, that influence, that don't mean that your blessings is going to come from that. Why rob yourself of something that's not meant for you? See, this is one thing. This is one, I posted something. And I hid it from the public, because I said I want to make sure I do a live video before I post it. I said the number one cause of sickness in my city, in Tampa, is hate. It's so much hatred here in Tampa. They hate to see you smiling. They hate to see your light shining. They hate to see you putting your dreams into action. They hate to see you manifesting, putting your dreams into action. They hate to see you hustling out here to get yourself together. It's hate. Hate is the number one sickness and disease in America. We hate to see somebody else shining before us. Guess what? I always say this and been saying this for over 25 years. When you wake up, when I wake up, and when you wake up, we all got 24 hours that God gave us. What you do with your 24 hours is your business. What I do with my 24 hours is my business. But stop watching my clock, because when you start watching my clock, your time gonna stop. When you start watching the time of somebody else, your clock gonna stop. Why would you want to do that? I'm not gonna let nothing stop me from being the great person that I was designed and built for.
You know what? And I hate to say this because I just had this conversation. With somebody. I can't recall. It was probably like 2 weeks ago. And I said, when they came out with touchscreen phones, it changed so much of the culture, because when I was growing up, to holler at a chick, if I saw you in traffic, I damn near had to crash into you, pull in front of you, point to the gas station. You know, I had to do something. You know, that was my shot at trying to speak to a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really had to go out of your way to court her. You got to, hey, can I get your address? Can I meet you somewhere? Can I take you out for, like, you really had to do all this. But now when they created the phones, you know, that's where, you know, the phones put everybody in their business. Mm-hmm. Okay, now let me give you some game, because, you know, I want to give you some. It's been a while since we had some free game Saturday.
That's right.
I was at a closed door meeting with Tampa law enforcement officials in a research building at USF. Okay. The man slipped up and said that at one point in time, they had the ability to go in people's phones. When they first came out with cell phones and like the metro era and all that and this and that would come out, they said they had the ability to go into people's phones. Now, when he slipped up and said this, you know, if people know who I am, I looked at him like, and it was for the purpose of catching crime. It's where they were trying to go with it.
Right.
Not to see you trying to text, you know, this guy, that girl, or you creeping or something like that. Just for like a crime aspect, like they would be able to, like, if they felt like you was a person that of interest, they could figure out a way to get in your phone. Mm-hmm. When we started bringing social media and the swipe left, swipe right, this app, it took away from the normalcy of society. Back in the day, we used to be able to sit down and have a conversation. Mm-hmm. I come over your house, I want to smell them good grits and biscuits, and when I get there, and you know, please bring the jelly out. You know what I'm saying? Please don't bring it to me a little dry. But we used to have some good conversations, and now the hatred that you're talking about is because everybody can click right in your life. Mm-hmm. I don't have to know you, but I can hate on you and dump hate on you and wish bad on you because I watch a post. And you may have a post with somebody that I like or used to date or want to get in contact with, and now I just hate you for no reason. Don't even know you. Just hate you.
The hate is real, and that's envy. That's the evil eye, you know, and that's, you know, that's something. When I took my pilgrimage over to Nigeria, and I sat with all of those beautiful chiefs, you know, after they bathe you in that river, they wrap your body with certain linen. I've never felt linen like that a day in my life. I still have those from 2007. I still have all of that. These come from Nigeria. These were built for me. They came out in the ceremony. So these are sacred, you know, these are sacred. These are glass beads. These ain't no play beads. These is glass. And so these came out in a spirit because I have spiritual title. I have spiritual authority. My head was shaved. There was medicine, a crochet, it's called a crochet, that was put inside my head. There was medicine that was put inside my back. There was medicine to do things that God said that needed to be done. I came here, when they were sitting, they looked at me and well, first of all, let me back up. We had to back up and we had to travel 108 miles into a village, because one of the Odu, which means the spiritual religious sign that came out for me when they were doing the markings in the Eroso, which is the sacred tree of Nigeria. It's called Eroso powder. They shave the tree down till it turns into powder. And there's religious signs that they draw and they put in that came out for me. And when these elders were sitting doing this, they kept looking up to the sky like God was talking to them. And so many Odus kept coming down for me. We had to go and travel to disturb a man that was 108 years old, because one of the Odus that came out, nobody had seen that Odu. They said in over 67 years. So they didn't know.
But he knew.
But he knew. They didn't know the Pataki, which means the secrets from God about that Odu. That Odu basically said that all 72 archangels came to earth with me. And when I was 6, I used to always tell my mama, I keep dreaming and these dead people are coming to me in my dreams and they talking to me. Y'all don't understand. I don't just wear wigs because I want to wear wigs. I just don't wear ball caps because I want to wear ball caps. I hated that I had to take my plaits out my hair, but I had to have a religious ceremony this morning on my front porch. It was at 8 o'clock. And I was the high priestess that had to officiate that ceremony for this couple. And this couple drove 7 hours to get here to do this. So with this came, some of us are born with a light. And everybody who comes to me, they usually at their darkest hour. They usually broken. They dismantle. Some have been on the form of suicide. Some have just lost everything. And the elders, when I went in 2016, they said, you must start your spiritual ministry. And I was just like, well, I don't want the church stuff. I ain't finna be no pastor. They said, no, this is a ministry for the world. And so I said, well, how am I supposed to do that? So they gave me the secrets. They told me what to do. And from grass to grace is just not an ordinary name. That came from heaven. Because God says, when my children come to her, they're broken. And she has a gift to fix them. And when I do spiritual meditation, and when I sit on my sacred mat, when I light those 7 candles around me as I sit in my Star of David, God speaks to me. And when God starts talking to me, God says, not this one, my daughter. This is my handiwork on this person's life. And God says, you don't have to convince them, but tell them this. I'm going to tell you something that only they know. So people call me and say, Madam Oshun, High Priestess, can you sit and meditate with God and see what's going on with me? I speak to God.
And I think for all the people who don't know, Michelle was able to open up a nonprofit 501c from Grass to Grace. If there's any type of, if you guys want to see change, you want to be able to give back or help somebody, you could always make a donation that could be used for, there's many advocacy things that she does in our community, and like she travels too. So, it's not just about the river. It's not about, here things that she does in Tampa, but she also travels, feed the homeless. Speaking of way, Dominion Life Church is feeding the homeless today on, they have been inspired. They have been inspired by Michelle to feed the homeless, and that's something they got from you. We had a conversation with the pastor over there that, you feed the homeless in a poor city, a poor part of town that doesn't get enough attention. So they have been inspired now to start their first ever outreach of feeding the homeless today on Waters in Nebraska. They already got the ladies at the church that made spaghetti, and their goal is just to pass out some trays of food and just know that they could start. They want to be able to see what it's like to be out there and hand out food to people who are less fortunate, where the weather is changing and they might not have a meal in a couple of days. So I want to tell you that today as a surprise that you have inspired them to feed the homeless, and they're gonna do a test run today with trying to at least pass out 100 meals.
Oh my goodness, that's beautiful.
They got spaghetti trays and Tupperware and everything, and they want to be involved and see how maybe they can do it in a bigger platform. So we will see how it goes today. Please keep the pastor in their prayer. He had a an emergency surgery. You know, he's being hospitalized right now. He's gonna need some prayers to get through his situation. But the rest of the church, in good faith, is gonna do the feeding the homeless today and give him some good news, something to stand on. But it's just about making a difference, Michelle. And I think, you know, it's an understatement that you don't hear that enough, that you do make a difference, that you do things that people do watch and say, you know what, maybe I should be doing more too for our community. And you inspire the church. So, you know, when I get done, it's taking place now from 10:30 till, you know, whenever they pass out trays. So I told them when I get done, you know, hopefully I praise God that they've passed them all out and I can just help with the cleanup, because that means they fed some people. But, you know, for all the people listening, you know, prayer is important. It's important to love on one another. We need to stop the hate. We need to stop the drama between people. Like, we're wasting so much time in our lives by hating one another or getting in arguments where it causes separation. Listen, I want to tell you the truth. Arguing, you know, in a relationship, say you're in a man and a woman relationship, or you're in some type of relationship, arguing is healthy. That means, you know, y'all have a disagreement, but what is not healthy is when that argument leads to separation.
Right.
You know, a disagreement shouldn't move y'all into separation where y'all can't see each other, don't want to be around nobody. Somebody needs to have the bigger head and say, you know, we just disagree, but let's not let it tear us apart. You know, but you know, it's gonna be always somebody fighting for more. And I want to say this too, while I'm on the air, giving y'all some bit of my time. That I know a lot of, and I'm like this. I'm like this. You know, I can openly say that when I was incarcerated, you know, I was told that I couldn't touch, I couldn't hold my loved ones. I could receive one kiss and one kiss at the end of visit, one kiss in the beginning of visit, and like I was conditioned for over a decade that, you know, you just cannot have an emotional touch. So when I got out and I started dating, it made me real super needy. You know what I'm saying? Like, to know that I could hug somebody, to know that I could love on somebody, to know that, like, you know, this me, I ain't got to look over my shoulder. I ain't got to be, you know, talked down to. It made me a different person. And there's a lot of people out there that's like me. You got a lot of men out there that want some attention from their ladies, and good men that's saying, you know, I ain't trying to go lay up somewhere else and get the attention. I want it from you. So women, if y'all listening, I hear some preach, sister, but let me get some preaching there too. That if your man is being super needy with you, if he's saying, like, you know, he want to be all up under you, stop taking that as a negative thing. Start taking that as, like, this man loved me so much, or he's so obsessed with me that he want all my time. He want my time and not somebody else's.
Miss Lana from TikTok said, yes, love is very, very important. And inside the room, we got 14 people. Outside the room watching on TikTok, we have 457 people watching live.
Well, let me finish saying this. There's some people out there there's some men like me that just want to be loved. You know what I'm saying? We rather get all our time and kick it with you and spend time with you and run around with you and have a good time with you versus being in the streets. Because I know what it's like to used to be in the streets. And guess what? I hate to keep it real with you, but what you won't do,
somebody else will.
Somebody else will. And that go for both sides. If a man ain't paying you no attention, guess what? He ain't trying to be all up under you or give you some time and attention.
We got a call.
She'll go get it somewhere else.
We got a call coming.
Okay.
Go ahead. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Stay Woke.
Good morning. This is Carl. I was calling in or whatever. It's a good show y'all having this topic or whatever. It's just a coincidence that just something that me and my wife had an issue with. She's not affectionate, and I am. So, and she's not a hugger. So,
you want me to give you some advice?
I told her, you know, I mean, and like I told her, I said, look, I just need a hug from you. I just need a hug from you. And as of this day, and then we had this conversation 3 months ago, she haven't hugged me yet.
Well,
I think Carl, let me speak. I'll let you speak from the man. Let me speak from the woman. Carl, sometimes a woman can be broken, and you may need to go back and help her heal what broke her in order for her to be able to show you that emotion. 9 times out of 10, if a woman is not a hugger, it means that her mother did not show her affection. And a lot of women, grown women, especially black women, we emulate what we see our mothers, our grandmothers and great grandmothers and our aunties do. And I was fortunate to be, raised with my great grandmother my great grandmother, my grandmother, and my mother.
I wish I'd have been at that house.
So I let me tell you something, Carl, baby. It was some loving and sucking and fun going on in the houses. There's a lot of kids that came about that situation. So some people you have to be patient with her. Be patient with her, Carl, but help her heal. Help her heal, because by you going back and reaching back and helping your wife to heal, not only is she going to become a better wife to you, but she's going to become a better person as a whole. So be patient with her, but help her heal.
Let me give you from the man's.
I will.
Carl, let me speak to you from a man's standpoint. And Michelle hit on one very crucial part. A lot of times when women ain't affection is because they did not see that growing up, or they may have seen in their household, they seen their mama and their daddy arguing all the time, and they never saw the hug, kissing, and quiet time amongst them. So she may not have seen that as a child, and now as an adult, she thinks that that's the way that I can love my husband, and I want to be supportive, and I'm faithful to him, but like I lack in the emotional and touch side. But this is where you get it. I'm gonna give you some free game now, Carl. Give you some free game. When you want the hug and stuff like that, you need to just be the man to just go up to her and embrace her. Because guess what? Every woman.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very affectionate.
Yeah, I'm just saying, go up and let her know, I did this because I need it, and just keep reinforcing that. Because guess what? One day she's going to wake up and say, man, like, this man loves me so much that he'd rather come and wrap his arms around me than wrap his arms around another woman.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
And that's just facts, man. Yeah. So keep being that guy. Keep loving on her, because guess what? Your love, Carl, may be big enough for the both of y'all for right now. And in time, it will even out.
Okay.
But continue to be faithful to that woman. Continue to respect her. Continue to treat her as the queen that she is. And I guarantee you, sometime that light bulb's going to go off and say, man, this man really loves me like he say he do.
We thank you so much,
thanks
Carl.
a lot.
All
You're
right,
welcome.
Carl.
So this, what you call it? Free game Saturday.
Free game Saturday. Free game Saturday. Man, y'all stay tuned, man.
Yeah.
Free game.
So I think that's what we should do every second Saturday. We make it free game Saturday.
Free game Saturday.
But we won't have no guest on. It's just us freestyling it.
But you know what's crazy? To hear this call and this man say his wife ain't affection. But I guarantee you, she get a little protective over him when she step into an environment where she see people that's checking them out.
Yeah.
So you don't want to hug me and love on me, but when we walk in that place, that's when I get you pulling up on my arm, or you want some recognition, you want to be introduced. But listen, life is short. If you got somebody that say they love me, man, I'm trying to get all that. You want to hug on me? What? I'm trying to get all that. Give me 2 scoops, please. Give me 2 scoops. I want to be hugged on, kissed on. I want to hold hands. I'm old fashioned. We can grab each other in public. You can give me the wink. You can. Man, I'm with all that.
See, guys,
all that.
I'm so blessed. I have 2 dads. You know what I'm saying? And but my papa who raised me, he married my mom when I was 4. And when I tell you, I ain't trying to tell you, I'm trying to told you. Baby, I got the best daddy in the universe. You hear me? Him and my mom have been married. My dad and my mom have been married for 50 years. I done seen my mama with the same man for 50 years. I done seen my pops with the same woman for 50 years. Let me tell you something. My mom and dad, if something was going on with my mom and dad, you better believe me and you. We didn't never know it. But when that blues song came down, I mean, my daddy's favorite song was "Sit Yourself Down, Girl, and Talk to Me."
Still talk to
Tell me what's going on.
What's going on?
Let me tell you something. So my mama started giving my daddy the cold shoulder. He went and played that. That's when we had the record player and I was just like, my dad had a whole blues collection. My mom and dad was hilarious growing up. Do you hear me? My daddy used to help my mama dress.
Iron clothes.
My mama was a dresser. You hear me? See, I didn't grow up to be a girlfriend. I don't know what it means to be a girlfriend.
I grew up to be a wife.
I grew up to be a wife. How to care for my husband and how to care for my family and how to take care of my children.
Let me tell y'all this too, cause let me spin this around, man. But I know. Okay, no. I'm gonna cancel. Let me get this so I can tell some of y'all out here that's listening. Let me give you free game Saturday, so I got to give it to you. A man will go outside of his house. He'll leave home early in the day. He'll go out there if he has to work with his hands, a physical labor. He'll definitely do that if he can be fortunate enough to work somewhere where he can use his mind and get paid. But this man will go out and he goes out with the mindset of saying that I got to provide for this woman. I got to do everything possible for this woman. Women, please listen when I say this, please. Your man, the man that is laying next to you at night, he needs you. He needing you is an understatement. He wants to be held by you. He wants to be told that he is needed. He wants to be told that he is special, that he is loved, that ain't no other man for you. He wants to feel your touch. He wants you to, when he taking that long shower, he wants you to slide in there behind him. He wants you to, now it's 2023. A man will miss a meal. He don't give a damn about that. You know what I'm saying? He'll pick up whatever on the way home. But when he want that time with you, that's priceless to him. I'm telling you.
That's right.
Women, I'm giving you some free game. If you just give this man 7 minutes of your time when he walk in that door, when he gets settled in, I promise you, this man gonna start doing things for y'all they never even thought. Rubbing them feet. Trying to run out to the store to get that last cup of Jerry's ice cream that you want on that craving. He gonna be waking up early to cut the grass. He gonna be in there folding clothes. He gonna be in there washing them 2 dishes that you left in there from a day ago. This is what he gonna be doing. I'm serious. I'm 100% serious. This is what he gonna be doing because he gonna be like, man, wow, my chick, damn, she giving me some attention. Men need attention. I'm telling you from a man's standpoint. A man wants some attention. He don't want to go find it in the streets. The streets ain't where it's at no more. You get shot in the streets. You go to jail from the streets. You get caught up. Somebody throw a brick in your window. We ain't on that no more. A man want to find one woman, and he want to hang out with her, and he want to run around with her. Because I'm telling you, there are a lot of dudes that they on social media and they chasing. But guess what, man? Them a lot of the dudes out there catching diseases, getting their heart broken, getting taken advantage of, become a paymaster. That ain't where it's at in 2023. A man want to find one woman, and he want to lay up, and he want to run to town with her, and he want to go out and spoil her. Now, there's a lot of women out there that say, oh, I want to be spoiled. I want to be treated like a queen. Well, is you the one that's out there that's trying to catch every man and pillar the post? If you 25 and up and you still got Snapchat, what's really?
Yeah.
Marvin Gaye said, "What's really going on? What's really going on? You're too damn grown to be having Snapchat."
Yeah.
We know what time it is with Snapchat. Y'all get off them social medias. Cut that out at night and get that man some time.
And you know what? Maybe we ought to make it, and it's crazy that we have to have social media trends in order for people to do things. Do we need to start a trend of loving your husband, loving your wife?
Your husband
loving
and
your
wife
family?
trend.
Is that the new trend?
Keep it at home.
Yeah, that's right.
Keep it at home.
Keep it
at home. Listen, it's no better feeling when I get home and it's a meal made and we say, you know what? The new episode of Force just came out. We finna watch the season finale of Tommy and see what's gonna happen. That's what I'm about. Because guess what? I could take you out in the street. I could be running the street, but I ain't trying to be nowhere right now. The streets ain't for me. I'm letting you know I want to be at home. I want to be booed up, as they said. Listen, I want to be booed up. I want to be booed up. Quality time. Yes, I see you. I want to have that quality time. My phone. Listen, when I get home, I cut my phone slap off. To get me, you're going to have to drive there, knock on the door and say, we need you. Because you ain't getting a hold of me when I get home. I get home after working 2-3 jobs and all this and that. I cut the phone off.
Yeah.
Now, I get up early and I check the voicemail and all that. But, man, when I get home, I'm clocked out, please. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to, hello. But yeah, I mean, this free game Saturday. I mean, at the end of the day, love who you got. The world is short, and to be truthful with y'all, seeing what happened in Tampa Bay, you could be out having a good time, being innocent bystander, and lose your life. And lose your life.
Yeah.
Or you could be at the wrong place and wrong time and get arrested and never see society again. Or something bad may happen because of the way life is going. So if you got somebody and that man want to be held or he want to get an extra hug, he should only have to tell you but 1 or 2 times. Listen, baby, this is what I need. And he asking you for a reason. He ain't hiding it from me. He telling you. He communicating. I need this. I need this. I need this from you. I don't need this from somebody else.
That's deep when a man is coming to you. He coming to his woman. He coming to his wife. He
Facts.
coming to his girl. He's saying, look, I want you. I'm with you. I want you. And you can't do what he's asking you to do. That's a problem. Let me tell you something. I never left any of my husbands that I've been married to. They left me, and all of them are trying to get back with me. And I've been married 7 times.
Do you remember the time
When we fell in love, do you remember the time when we first met?
I'm telling you, you better get booed up. You better get booed up. You be on that train talking about it's cold outside, girl. You know I'm telling you. Y'all better get it. You better get it right.
Saturday, free game Saturday.
please.
You know what? You know,
Please.
I got a few church people, watching, but y'all
Real talk,
but
yes.
y'all know what I always say. I used to have a Facebook
No place
page.
like home.
I
Yes.
have a Facebook page called Sin After Dark because I only counsel people who were couples and married people. And I always told y'all, you better suck him and hunch him like you need him. Okay? You better be his
Y'all want the free game? Y'all want the real free
you
game?
better be his woman in the streets.
Feed him and break him off. He ain't going nowhere.
You better be your husband porn star in the bedroom. You hear me?
Feed him and break him off. He ain't going nowhere.
You better be his everything. You better everything.
Listen, if
Everything.
you do 2 things.
Everything.
You feed him and break him off, I guarantee you he run to that mailbox and look for that next bill that need to be paid. Listen, we got a late notice? Man, I'm finna pay this late notice right now.
Yes. You ain't gonna have no problem, but you have to understand, you got girls who cooking dudes ramen noodles. It's
Come on,
so
man.
many people. I don't know how to cook. I promise you, I do not know how to cook ramen noodles. I know how to cook a good pot of collard greens, mustard greens, turnip greens, lima beans, hams, tomatoes.
Lord of mercy.
You know it.
And that's another thing too. But you know what? Like the man was saying, I was telling him maybe she didn't see that in the household. Women, I want to let y'all know, but a lot of y'all falling off with that in the house with that cooking. A lot of y'all falling off. Do not think that the air fryer could fix everything. Please get in there, please. The air fryer for everything. We cook everything in the air fryer now. The biscuits, the French fries, the bacon. Come on, man. Get on. Listen, when I was growing up, go to Big Mama house. My granddaddy on my daddy's side, he had a special woman. My grandmama used to get up in the morning and cook this man a full breakfast every day. Make him something before he run out that house. Now there's still a little bit left in the game that can do that, but we know that ain't happening.
Give me my phone.
Just try to cook a man a meal a couple of days and see what happened for him. Be in there washing the baseboards, talking about I don't know why I'm in here cleaning that night. I don't know why. It is Thursday night at 9 o'clock and she is laid down and I don't know why I'm in here washing these baseboards, but they just need to be cleaned. They have been calling me and I'm gonna do something before she has to even mention it.
Listen.
I'm telling you.
Every Saturday, come closer, Walter. Get over here. Every Saturday, y'all, this is what we be doing. Me and my baby. Okay, y'all think this is my brother.
Better believe it.
This is my brother. And he got a sister that's going to throw these hands naturally and spiritually for him. So don't let these nails fool you, okay? Because I know how to steal, Is brass knuckles legal?
No, that is a criminal offense. That is a with a weapon. I produced the book. Please don't get no weapon out. You know what I'm saying? That is a aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Punishable by 5 years. You black, you gonna get convicted. You gonna fall into them statistics.
Listen, y'all. Look,
Y'all gonna be talking about where the free consultation at.
Oh my goodness. We can't look. Every Saturday, y'all. Every Saturday,
please,
we be
Lord.
going. But this Saturday is, what I'm saying, free for all Saturday, and we just having a good time. But like I say, I had to, bring it in biblically, to say stop wanting things microwave all the time. Stop wanting things to just happen overnight. It does not work like that. Society does not work like that. It does not work like that.
What she say?
We at-
Cooking is law.
Look.
Come on, man. Y'all knock it off.
Total views 541. We at 541 now.
Good, man.
We look. So listen. I understand. I understand. But let me tell y'all think let me show y'all something. The Bible closed now. Okay. The Bible closed. When I say growing up, I grew up in a non
Facts.
I grew up in a non-denominational household. God is God everywhere. Depends on how you worship him, how you work. God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. So God ain't a part-time God. Either the hokey pokey. You put your whole self in, you take your whole self out, you put your whole self in, and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey. You can't hokey pokey with God. It's either all the way in with God or you all the way out. God say it ain't no straddling the fence. There ain't no lukewarm. You gonna have to be with God. If you gonna be with God, I rock with God. What my hat say? God's proudest daughter. You know why? Because I'm proud of God. I'm proud of my. I woke up this morning and my feet felt a little bit numb. I said, you know what, God, thank you for the pain, but you gave me life.
Facts.
Thank you for the little bit of pain, but you gave me life. But as soon as my body got up and I started moving, this is circulation. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm over 50. Over 50. Okay? If it have another solar return here in 2.5 weeks. So everybody been asking me what I want for my birthday, and I've been telling y'all we creating an event on Facebook, and everybody going to church with me. My birthday fall on a Friday. That Friday we gonna break bread. That Saturday, y'all gonna take me to the casino so I can eat at my favorite restaurant there. And that Sunday, we gonna go to a foot stomping Holy Ghost filled church. That's what we gonna do. So we celebrating my birthday with God this year. So if you ain't about God, don't come near me. Don't come near. I'm talking about we gonna be filled with all white for 3 straight days. Because I'm telling you, when you start lifting up God, God will lift you up. God will lift you up. He'll go back and say, Walter, you remember back in 1989 when you was getting ready to graduate from high school? Remember you did that good deed? That girl was finna get beat up, but you stopped the fight. God will go all the way back and remember that good deed and bring it forward to the 21st century. But you done forgot about that good deed. And see, I do good deeds every day. It's just not, I'm just doing this. I don't do things for show and tell. I don't do things for clout. I don't need to do that because some people are born with it. And I never knew what that meant until a white man told me. He said, you know what, Miss Williams, you got it. And so when I said, I don't understand. I said, well, you tell me. He said, some people were born with it. You just have it. He said, when I tell you this man, I was just starting to know him. And I'm talking about this go all the way back to 2005 when I met this man. And we're still friends to this day. You know why we friends? Because he's a God-fearing man and I'm a God-fearing woman. I was at his wedding. His first daughter, her middle name is Michelle. Me and his wife are like sisters. You know what? Because when I build relationship, my best friend watching this video right now, she has been my best friend for 48 years. 48 years I've been friends with the same person. 48 years I've been friends with the same person. When she need me, I'm there. When I need her, she there. Is she going through something? We going through something.
I know that's right.
I know we done been there through divorces. We done been there through new boyfriends, new marriages. We done been there for each other. She just came into town last week. We went to lunch. Had a good time. We sitting in Longhorns 4 hours. We done changed the whole shift with these people. We done changed the whole shift with these people. But that's what friendship, that's what building sisterhood, that's what building a coalition is about. But see, people don't want coalitions anymore. People only like you when they think that they can use you.
Get something from you.
People only like you when they think that you can influence something for them in their life. See, I'm genuine. I'm loyal. You know why I'm so loyal? Because I see before my grandfather passed, him and my grandmother would have been married for 65 years. My grandmother lived 26 years after my granddaddy. No, I'm sorry. My grandmother lived 23 years after my granddaddy. Okay? Every year we celebrated their anniversary on Christmas Eve because they got married on Christmas Eve. Every year. So when my grandmother passed, her and my grandfather would have been married for almost 80 years. So I don't know what let me tell you something. It's two things I don't know how to do. I don't know how to skip and I don't know how to swim backwards. I don't know how to skip through relationships. I lost my son's father. He had a issue with alcoholism. And I see what it did to my son. And every day I'm there for my son. Every day. My son's father was just 53 years old when he gave up the ghost. He just didn't want to live anymore. He felt that he had nothing to live for. But every day, every single day, my daughter's father and I, we text each other. How you doing?
The world say it's 7 billion people in the world.
Yeah.
7 billion. So that man who laying next to you at night, or that woman who laying next to you at night, it's a reason why they laying there next every night. We ain't talking about the hookup and y'all just messing around with each other. I'm talking about like you live on the roof, y'all paying the same bills. That person laying next to you at night is meant to lay there at night. And that's real facts. And if you look at it that way, you'll start appreciating that person more. As in, God put that person in my bed, and we share one roof. We got to work for a common goal because God may have a bigger blessing for us.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, a lot of you all don't understand the importance of letting not only the concept of healing. I'm talking about real healing. I ain't talking about no shadow spiritual work. I'm talking about healing. Part of doing shadow spiritual work is healing. Because again, you can't take a hurt brick and lay a new foundation. And there's a lot of hurt people out here. You hurt because your baby daddy cheated on you and he left you. But you have to remember, you invited that hurt brick because your baby daddy probably was a single mother raised man. Okay. He was hurt. He have his father. So what you thought that just because he was with you and you gave him a baby that he wasn't going to abandon you? He came from abandonment. His own daddy left him. So, we have to talk about this issue of abandonment. So I ask every black man who has abandoned their post with their children and their family, return to your rightful position. Return to your family. And some of y'all trifling ass baby mamas, you're trifling. You're trifling.
Don't use the baby as a weapon. It didn't work.
You're weaponizing the child.
It didn't work between you and him. Be woman enough and be grown enough and mature enough to say, you know what? I ain't going to stop the man from being a father. I'm not going to stop him from seeing his child. You know what? It didn't work. He did something. I did something wrong. But guess what? We got a child in play. We need to do what's best for the child. That's being a grown-up. That's being an adult. That's saying, like, you know what? Hey, it fell apart between you and I, but we both need to financially and emotionally take care of this child. Playing them games with them babies, we got to be better than that because guess what? When you put a man on child support, I told him months ago, you only get in the state of Florida gets 66 cents on every dollar that you.
So they're not even getting the money.
You're not even getting the money.
You're not even getting the money. You're doing all of this and you're not even getting the money.
Well, you could just work it out with him and make sure that the baby get way more than giving the state an opportunity to collect free money from both of y'all.
I have a friend that works pretty high up with the Department of Children and Families in the state of Florida. And what he disclosed to me, Walter, shook the core of my soul on Wednesday night when he called me. He said, Michelle, what you doing? I said, I'm in the kitchen. I'm making me something to eat. He said, you may want to sit down for this one. I immediately went and sat down in my lazy boy chair. And he said, girl, you know how we were all hyped. Everybody was hyped about that new law statute, Florida Statute 742, that Ron DeSantis said, the governor of Florida said, now the father has rights when the child in the belly. Nah, if you say that this man is the baby daddy, okay? Walter, women are going down to the birth certificate office and removing fathers off the birth certificate just so they don't have a right to that child.
Well, from a legal standpoint, for them to take parental rights from a father or a mother, it has to be court ordered.
Yeah.
So they can go finagle with that birth certificate, but we know we in a crooked system. The bottom line is, if y'all made a child, y'all need to make sure that both of y'all are present for the child's life.
Mm-hmm.
That way we don't have a child growing up and then they have deficiencies or they have problems with them because they didn't receive the proper love from both parents that they deserve.
Mm-hmm. Well, guys, I just looked at the time and we 10 minutes over.
Ow!
We done. We done. But we're about to head into we about to head into an hour and a half show.
I'm telling you.
Guys, thank you so much for another phenomenal episode of Stay Woke with myself, Dr. Michelle Williams, and Walter Dunn.
Ow!
We have, you know what I'm saying, this is our free for all Saturday. And no, free game Saturday.
Free game. Listen,
Free
once
game
again,
Saturday.
once again, if you just cook and break them off, I guarantee he'd be washing baseball. I don't know why I'm doing that.
Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you all so much for
thank you
tuning
so
in.
much for tuning
Thank
in.
you, Facebook. Thank you,
Facebook,
Thank you,
TikTok,
thank you,
man.
thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Pieces and love.
Hey, what you saying? Girl, why you playing? You know, I plan on staying. Skip work in the